Okay. Live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good evening, Star Wars fans. Welcome to our final quarterfinals match for the online charity retro event. I am Dan Staley, also known as DTAG1. Joining me tonight is the man who has covered almost all games so far. He's not from Vegas, but yet he wears a Vegas hat. We got Garrett Larson.
What's going on, y'all? How's it going today?
I'm excited because we've had 3 other really good matches. Tonight we have our number 1 seed Joe Horbey versus our, I believe Mike is the 7th seed. So it's Joe versus Mike Pistone.
This will be interesting.
So, really quick, we've seen 3 other matches so far. Brad Kipple, Johnny Chu, and Patrick Lima have both emerged victorious. Patrick being the only lower seed to make it out of the top 8 so far, upsetting Paul Feldman in the first round. But tonight we have Mike Pistone. Really, he's one of those old school players who still plays nowadays. Joe has established himself as one of the premier retro players. It looks like the table is set. Mike is on dark side, Joe on light side. Let's go ahead and get into the game. So we've got Bring Up Before Me versus a Rebel Strike Team.
Rebel Strike Team, I'm going to have to see how this works.
Yeah, that's
you don't have any of the racing things, so you can't do boom racing. Now, maybe he's just going for the destroy the generator, or he's trying to use the buddy effects. I don't know. I'm
interested. I like it.
I'm intrigued. I see Pistone starting with the there's no try combo.
Mm-hmm.
That surprises me a little bit. Usually with Bringing Before Me, getting that first turn Emperor always is a great way to fuel Sense Alter.
Yes.
But that might be Mike saying, I expect to see a ton of Watch Your Step. I can't Sense Alter stuff against Watch Your Step, so instead I'm going to start There's No Try combo, and I'm going to play a couple grabbers and just grab everything Watch Your Step wants to do.
Yeah, I can see that as well. Mike going with the Imperial Rest Order Secret Plans combo, Mobilization Points non-combo, and like you said, the There's No Try Impressive Enforcement combo. Joe, on the other hand, going with the Strike Planning Battle Plan and Draw Their Fire combo, and the Shield is down. For those who don't,
Mike must have activated whatever he would grab with mobilization points, as he just activated and didn't.
Yeah, that's a little interesting.
Didn't pull. So normally you run both the system and executor.
Mm-hmm.
So if he open-handed both of them, that's kind of bad luck.
Yeah.
For him,
if he
losing
pulls,
that.
Yeah, but if he getting one in your opening hand isn't bad. As we see, there's the Death Star 2 docking bay. Uses the objective to go get his Emperor to the docking bay. So him going down to the docking bay plus mobilization points allows him to get +2 to his activation on his next turn.
Yep, that'll get him +2, and that might be why he's running the original mobilization points. Is he doesn't need the protection from numbers. He doesn't need the -1 to Jedi defense value, but he really wants that extra 1 activation, especially early game.
Yeah, and I can see it. Right now, he's got 10 on his next turn. He's got the Emperor's Power out, so the Emperor's
and we did see
safe there.
Deployed Rendley from hand.
Yeah.
So Emperor's Power, he doesn't get the deploy bonus unless Emperor's there. And he can't use the Add a Destiny. But what are you coming down on Emperor with that's scary?
Exactly. On turn 1, if you're Mike, like I feel like I'm pretty confident that the Emperor can hold the site by himself. I mean,
Yeah. Like the
there's
best Joe could do would be a spy and maybe EPP Luke from reserve
mm-hmm,
and then battle, and you got to risk the, like the spy getting force lightning before he can do anything,
yes,
or Mike getting spicy and force lightning Luke, and then leaving that spy to just get
pummeled.
brutalized.
Yeah,
So Joe dropping Crix, Chewbacca of Kashyyyk, using Chewie to go get Wuta,
and Wuta to get
a site, I believe.
yeah, Wuta go gets the Chief Trooper's hut. So now he's activating a 13, and he's going to get the back door. That's pretty good for him. And I mean, Mike's happy about that too because he just got 3 force from Joe.
Oh, for sure. And that's that is quite possibly the cutest and fuzziest activation plan I've seen in the top 8 so far.
Yeah, because there's no gun.
There's no walkling.
There's no walkling. There's no Gungans. So yeah, I got no.
And I may have
that.
cute and fuzzy on the brain as I have to keep throwing one of my foster kittens off the desk because she really wants to walk on the computer. And
well, let her. I mean, I'm not a fan of cats, but I'll say let her.
Nope, that'll screw up a whole bunch of things when she starts pressing buttons.
Yeah.
That aren't intended to be pressed. So Mike with 13 force on this turn, and honestly, that pile at the landing site isn't that scary.
No, Chewie is probably the biggest threat just because of his nice power. Crix, I mean, there's no rebel leadership in this format, so you're not worried about like adding or.
And you kind of want to kill Crix because Crix pulling scouts is bad for you.
It is.
And frankly, this is where, like, if you can do it, this is where you jump turn 1. I mean, like, if you've got a guy with a lightsaber, you just go cut up Chewie, count that you'll draw higher than a 3, and do some killing. It would have helped a lot if Mike had access to Emperor's power this turn.
True, and I was about to say that, like, the fact that he could have gotten a second Destiny there would have been really nice.
But without it, I think he's still in a decent position. He went and got the Executor docking bay. And I think he might be doing that same math you and I were and just saying, okay, is this the right spot? Even if I lose the battle, just to go take out Chewie, take out Crix, take out that pull chain, because Crix goes and gets all the scouts.
Yeah.
So Mike does, yeah. So Mike definitely had the opening hand, both Executor and Rendley, which is a little unfortunate for him. And
now having the they must never again leave the city, I'm not a huge fan of that, just because like I mean, he could easily put it back into his deck. I don't think he's going to be afraid of the altar here. Is it just to burn a card out of his hand?
Oh, I'm sure it's to burn a card out of his hand right now. And you see he drew up just to 12.
Because he's got to get Bespin. I mean, the best way to get Bespin for him is with Piet. Piet then gets Majeric. Majeric gets Bespin. You throw down.
And I'm sure he's running 4 commands.
Probably.
He just hasn't seen one.
Yeah, exactly. And like if you're Joe, you have 16 force, 8 card hand. What's the likelihood of him actually having a grabber to grab an Imperial command?
Possible, but like he doesn't have anything he doesn't have oppressive and for wise advice out that would let that play for free. So it becomes a little less likely.
Mm-hmm.
So he went and grabbed the bunker. My guess is he doesn't put the bunker out until he's ready to do something with it.
Agreed. Corporal Kensaric going down to the back door. He also grabbed Lieutenant Blount. General Solo going down.
Which is cute, but everybody deploys +2 to the Death Star right now.
Yeah.
And
I think this is what he wants to do. Is he just wants to get everybody to the back door so he can go to the bunker, blow it up, do a lot of damage, get some cards back. Like, there's so much he's going to do once he blows up the bunker, but the problem is he has to blow up the bunker.
And I think Mike might be kind of waiting until the bunker comes down, and he's just kind of biding his time, because right now it's just a drain of one.
Exactly, and being that Joe's only getting draining for one, like he's only has the possibility of draining for one. Battle plan is on the table. Do you really want to pay to drain for one if you're Joe?
So something to keep in mind here. Joe just stopped drawing with 4 force. So he might be threatening Lost Grimtosh because his hand isn't full. He's not up to 12.
And the other thing is, you look at Mike's, he just pulled Force Lightning. He's at 13.
He's going to play something this turn.
He's going to play something, but at the same time, like, he's running that risk of the Grimtosh at this point.
I think he might have been trying to see if Joe had it.
That's a point.
Like, he might have not been super happy with what he had and said, all right, let's see what he has. I see in chat someone said you can flip this. Oh, yeah, you can flip without blowing the bunker.
True, but you want to blow the bunker because you're doing damage, you're retrieving, and I believe with the shield is down.
And it allows it to flip back if the bunker isn't blown.
And I believe it does something else that's kind of cool. An opponent must place their hand in their use pile. That's shield is down. That's a big. And you retrieve 8 force. That's why this was the boom race was the thing. You're like, hey, I'll retrieve a bunch. I'll retrieve a bunch more. I'll make you lose your hand. There's that free executor that we were talking about.
Yep, and Piet and Mirjik, who I'm sure will get moved on top of it.
And Admiral Shirinu.
And I expect they'll all move to Endor.
Oh, yeah.
Because Mike's going to have to go to Endor. And at that point, once he puts a Imperial on Endor, Endor becomes a Drain 3 system with Chirno.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's still going to be a Drain of 2. It's extremely hard to get rid of that ship. I mean, it's immune to attrition less than 12. If you have the Imperial command, you can limit them. So,
and with Solo on the ground, it's functionally impossible.
Yes, I agree.
There's no other way for him to draw multiple Battle Destinies in space that's at all reasonable without Solo.
I mean, if he does something cute, like with guns, like if he can power pivot, but that's a lot of work.
This is the top 8. You're not seeing cutesy.
I don't know. Johnny's deck was kind of cutesy. Like that.
Johnny's deck was a lot stronger than I think you are giving it credit for.
Oh no, I know it was a lot stronger.
But like that wasn't really cutesy. That was a pure beatdown deck that just ran into a real bad matchup.
Yeah.
But like. And honestly, like I said with Eddie, like the fact that Johnny only lost that game by 12 to 14 force, should have been 14, but it was 12.
Yeah.
It was an amazing display of play. But that deck is very solid. And Pistone loses a command from hand to the drain.
Jared, I'm always underwater.
He might figure he doesn't need he doesn't expect to be battled in space.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of losing the command just because, like, it is a command.
Yeah, but if you're never going to get battled in space and you're not running any generals, I don't think you need the command.
I mean, but the question is, like, that would you run generals? Like, why not?
Because the generals in this era suck. Like, to put it bluntly, like, what are the generals you can run? Taji or Veers? Both of whom are terrible.
Hold on, there's got to be another general.
Like, Veers is maybe okay if you're running walkers. I think
Jared,
those are the only. What?
I was going to say, Jared, you mentioned in the chat that I sound like I'm underwater. Do I sound any better?
You do sound a little
Lovely.
like not echoey, but a little underwatery here. So we see Joe drops the bunker, drops deactivate the shield generator, and I'm assuming he's going to move everybody in there. And does he have... He doesn't put any let's whatchamabobs.
Whatchamabobs?
The bombs. Whatever they're called. Explosive charges. There we go.
The Destiny 6 big boobas?
Yeah, he doesn't have any explosive charges, so he needs to draw a 6 and a 7.
Yeah.
Without that, because I think Brooks Carlson lets him move for free. None of those guys add to his draw. They do make... Kinseric makes it more expensive to... Oh, never mind. Kinseric doesn't affect it at all because it's not a battleground site now.
Yeah, there's
so Mike's got 11 cards in hand, and he's going to have 24 force.
That's a lot.
It's a... Okay, so 2 6s drawn, and then a blind, and then a throw me another charge, which would be one of those 6s.
He needs a lot of luck.
Yeah, I think he might have just said, well, I'm going to move them all here and plan for it.
Yeah.
But I don't expect, because, yeah, the shield is down. Doesn't...
I can't think of anything in this era
do
that
anything.
Really pulls the explosive charges.
I think throw me another charge does.
Well, besides that one. And
there's Mike going for the Monarch Lost.
Okay.
Sorry combo, Jedi Presence, Luke's Lightsaber, Bith Shuffle, It's a Trap, Weapon Lev, Blount, Explosive Charge, throw me another charge. So he gets rid of two explosive charges.
Yeah, 2 explosive charges, and that's it.
But he also knows that he has to expect the Jedi Presence beatdown.
True, but there's no Jedi there.
Yet. And there's none in hand, which is good.
Yeah, but It's a Trap is in hand.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
Like...
Control Tunnel Vision also in hand, so he has the ability to go get any card he wants.
And he'll have his entire deck available next turn to control Tunnel Vision.
If he doesn't use it here to the drain of 2.
I don't think he does. I think you need to control Tunnel Vision here, especially because that might have cost you... He may not have any more explosive charges.
Because I don't think you can deploy the explosive charge to... Yeah, you have to occupy it. So him not occupying the site there really hurt him.
Yeah. Mike says, that was so much fun, I'm going to threaten it again.
And there goes a barrier and a Lust in the Wilderness. That's a fun card.
You and I have very different definitions of the word fun.
I was being sarcastic.
So, yeah, the barrier's big, I think. Although I don't think Mike necessarily expects to just drop in the bunker and start a ruckus. But with the Jedi Presence and the Tunnel Vision, you got rid of the 2 charges, I might just let him have the bunker.
I mean, it's a drain of 1 that he has to pay for.
If I'm Mike right now, I'm seriously contemplating dropping every Imperial I have at one of the 2-1 sites and just saying, I'm going to outdrain you.
I mean, not even just the 2-1s, like... Yeah.
I wouldn't do the back door because you do have to worry about Fallen Portal still.
True, and yeah, I corrected myself. I forgot that's a card that did see play in this era.
Yeah, no, Fallen Portal is definitely a card you have to worry about in this era, and the back door is a sneaky spot because a lot of players don't remember you can do it at the back door.
Yeah, and I think Mike is the kind of player who will remember it, as we see Darth Vader, Dark Lord of the Sith, with his lightsaber going down to the Rebel landing site.
I do agree that Mike is the type of player who likely remembers it, but it's still something to keep in mind just in case. So now, theoretically, if he gets Luke, Vader can very slowly make his way to the docking bay.
Extremely
I mean,
slow.
he'd shuttle up, fly over to Bespin, shuttle down,
Well, he doesn't even have
docking
to.
bay transit.
Well, no, he would shuttle up, move from the executor to the docking bay.
Oh, yeah, I guess he'd save yourself a turn there.
Yeah.
All right. It's still the slowest route to the Death Star that anyone's contemplated.
Yeah, and being that there's an Imperial Arrest Order combo, there's no chance that Mike has the. He's not going to be able to Ellis Hellrot.
And you can't Ellis with a captive, anyways.
Yeah, and Odin Nestler and
Doesn't
Lana
exist.
Doesn't exist. Like combos don't exist yet. As we see, Joe.
And I don't think you can use those with a. Can you use those with a?
I don't think so.
Captive? I'm not even sure.
I don't think so.
I would assume not. I think because they don't say target a captive. It
Yeah.
doesn't say like including a captive. So.
But Mike has to feel really good because like the fact that Joe doesn't have a Luke, we know that. Like
Joe didn't activate everything he could have. That confuses me a little bit.
Well, he's got to get a Luke. This guarantees him that he's going to get a Luke either with the controlled tunnel vision or from the deck.
Well, and so it's still in activate. He's playing throw me another charge, probably to verify his deck. And play. It might have been a playing to count the Lukes.
Yeah.
So that throw me another charge would get him a explosive charge.
But he misses.
I don't think he's got any more in the deck.
Yeah, he missed on that.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If he had one in the deck, he would have played that earlier.
Yeah.
Like he had that in hand. If he had another explosive charge, I think that Monarch might have got both his explosive charges. And
you got to be playing more than two. You got to think.
No, two's perfect. Two adds 6 to your draw.
He activates everything. So.
He
like
two adds 6 to your draw. So then you just need to draw a 7 in 2 draws. I actually think the biggest mistake was not just throwing Blount to the bunker, so you could throw those explosive charges down.
I agree.
Like you had the ability to go get the bunker,
and there's the controlled tunnel vision.
And it's going to have to be Luke.
At this point, yes, you got to save yourself the little bit of damage from the effect from your destiny.
And Eric points out if he doesn't go get Luke, he loses
3.
He starts to peel 3 real quick.
And being that Mike has set himself up to satisfy for battle plan, he's training for 3 up in space and 3 up on the ground. Like
Mike is in
position.
A very commanding spot right now.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think he can use Brooks Carlson at same. He can't even use Brooks Carlson to get everybody out.
Mm-mm.
Carlson says use it at same exterior site. Like all these Rebel weenies are way better at exterior sites.
Yeah, but he needs to get more explosive charges. He's already lost 2 to the
So he might have been doing he threw that 1 explosive charge down because if he's got another, he can throw it down and then activate down to having 2 6s. So then, I mean, technically he needs 2 in hand, I think.
Now, Honor coming out saves him a little bit.
Yeah,
But no, it doesn't because no escapes on the table.
Yeah, so
I would have just that's a card you pitch. Yeah.
You really, if you went and got Luke, you need to just give him to Vader.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing else you can do. You're not going to be able to use him to get a Jedi Presence Field beat down.
True.
So.
Yeah, I agree. I forgot that No Escape was there, but Mike went and used No Escape to get Monarch back. So, Joe's in a really sticky situation at this point.
The Honor was a mistake. I think Joe might be heavily on his back feet with the loss of those.
He's tilted
explosive charges.
Yeah.
And trying to figure out how to deal any sort of damage. And I think the play here is give Vader Luke, move most of your guys out to the bunker or out to the back door. But even if you do that, like Mike's activating his entire deck, 11 cards in hand, and he'll have 22 force to go jump.
And no Luke coming out. Like,
I'm
Joe
very confused.
Yeah, I'm not a.
And I think he just realized that Brooks Carlson, after he moved Brooks Carlson, I think he just realized he can't. Yep. Guess his ability doesn't work. Yeah, he thought he was going to be able to Brooks Carlson everybody in there.
Oh no.
Oh.
Yeah, this is not good.
Well,
I hope you get the Hoojiks.
Yeah, it's do you have a Gick? Is the question. And honestly, you almost need to move Kanseric out just to add to the deploy.
Yeah.
Nope, he's leaving Kanseric in there with Crix.
Yeah.
Does he get a bonus for blowing up the bunker?
Kanseric.
Oh, okay. So if he is flipped, your epic event destiny draws are each +2.
Yeah, but he's not flipped.
He has to control 3 exterior and/or sites.
Yeah.
So there's no way he flips.
And there's your destiny ping
for 3.
Yeah.
I'm very confused what he grabbed that was better than a Luke. Yeah, Eric just reminded us he does have the It's a Trap in hand.
He does have the It's a Trap, but it's only going to protect him at one location. Like, you got to think.
Yeah.
Chewie, like he's not scary at other locations. There goes Obi-Wan.
Why did you leave? You have 13 force, and you just lost Luke from hand.
Yeah, he lost a Luke from hand and a Luke from his force pile.
I don't understand that play at all. No, because Joe, he controlled tunnel visioned when he had 28 force. He had him.
Yeah, he could play it from the lost pile, but
but he chose to lose. Losing the 2 Lukes is whatever, but he lost an Obi with Saber.
Yeah,
he drew just to stop Mike from losing a force.
He did draw 5 cards, but
Like, unless I don't know what his plan is here, because
there goes Bith Shuffle, Desperate Reach combo. Your insight serves you well, and Major Hassan to the drain at Endor. I mean, he just lost 6 cards there.
And maybe his plan is to drop Luke to the other 2-1 site and get the flip, and then move him over. But like, you could have done that. He could have done that last turn.
Well, what I'm saying
I think
is,
that Brooks Carlson not being able to move everyone just completely threw him off.
Yeah, and like I said, he's not going to be able to flip because he has to control 3 exterior.
Oh yeah, the bunker's not an exterior. Never mind. Yeah. At this point, this is a minimized differential already for him. I think.
Yes.
I don't think he wins this game.
I mean, if he's playing,
I'd love to be proven wrong. I mean, I'll certainly accept.
I will, and I will make you realize that you've been proven wrong.
If he pulls this out, that will be a masterclass in not giving up when you're behind. Because right now, he's behind, and Mike is showing absolutely 0 signs of letting up or slowing down at all.
So I'm going to say this. I don't think Mike is at a position where I don't think he needs to deploy a lot of cards. Like,
I don't think he needs to deploy a lot, but I do think putting Zuckuss up there is fine. Like, I do think adding some drain pressure is good, because he's not draining a ton yet. Like, he's draining for 3. He's ahead, but you still have 9 cards in hand. I mean, Joe can, I guess, do 2 damage if he wants to. Now Joe can do 1 damage as U-3PO comes down, and
I'm not a huge fan of that. Like,
oh, I'm totally okay with that.
Really?
Yeah, he doesn't have a good way to deal with him either. And that way you block that backdoor drain even if he does manage to flip.
Yep, there's the battle. It's a trap to cancel it.
So the other thing he could do, he knows he's got a 6. down there. Now it's activate 7.
And I like him moving Vader away.
So do I. But you
Like-
could certainly drop anyone on top. Like, if he's got it in hand, the play I would actually really like to see here is Luke plus Obi with lightsaber on top of Vader. Draw the 6 for Battle Destiny. You have tracked. And then...
Sure, he's tracking a 6?
Yeah, because he did the throw me another charge.
Yeah.
The bottom card of his reserve deck right now should be a 6.
Yeah, but then he's going to activate...
So you leave 4.
Yeah,
you draw that 6
4.
you know is there.
But that's a... Like, are you not going to swing the saber?
Why? You swing the saber, you're just potentially running into force field. It doesn't really matter. All right, he's not listening to me anyways. But like that's if you do it that way, you give him Luke, you drop Obi, you battle, you kill him with Obi. That frees Luke, that flips you. You got to worry a little bit about taking overflow, I guess, because Mike can swing back and hit you.
Yeah, he swings back.
Destiny,
yeah, he's going to get 2 Destiny.
But that's your only chance. I think that's your best and only chance to flip. That's what I'm saying is like you've got to come out with a way to flip.
Yeah.
Killing Vader and accepting that you're going to lose the sight when you kill Vader.
Yeah, he has to get rid of Vader.
Yeah. But if you drop Luke there, that gives you when Vader dies, now you take the sight, now you flip the objective. Now you've got at least a chance to hit the boom.
Yeah.
It's tough. He's in a tough spot here. So let's see where the
somewhere right now, our good friend Matt Wadden is flipping tables over the Monarch.
That Monarch was
brutal.
Losing the explosive charges was brutal. I think if the explosive charges stay in his hand, let's say he only has 1, or Mike doesn't hit that Monarch, the play then is you load up the bunker and start doing things.
Yep, and there's Luke going down to Cloud City.
With his lightsaber, I guess.
Yeah.
A drain of 2 is better than a ping of 1, although you're paying for it.
I mean, but the thing is, like you said, you don't have to pay for it. It's
well, you are paying for the drain of 2.
But I'm saying, yeah, but you're not paying for that ping of 1.
Yeah, okay. So we're in agreement. There's Midge. I think we need to see a Beezer.
Oh yeah, 100%. If we don't see a Beezer, this game is suspect.
And Midge would be great to add 1 to your force drains, except you need to flip first.
I mean, it is only a drain of 1, Joe. Like, paying to drain it would be only a drain of 1 because of the objective on the 0 side. But, yeah, I do agree. Like, getting as much damage as you can at this point is what he should be doing.
Yeah, I like Joe. I've done a little bit of commentary with Joe. I've talked to Joe on some things before. I think he's Joe who's playing, not Joe in chat. Although I like Joe in chat as well. Just lay that one out there before he, says something.
I do think we need to have a battle of the Joes.
I think Joe here is feeling behind the 8 ball and is just not sure how he can get there.
Yes, and I'm agreeing with you there at this point.
And I think that's he's in a position he doesn't want to be in. So
yeah, and we're about to see him take 7 damage.
Yeah,
and that's why I said, like, yes, giving him Luke seems bad, but it's free damage. You don't have to pay.
And you save the saber to cover one of those damages.
Exactly.
Because you're never going to get... Now you've got the saber locked up off of Endor. You're never going to get it back. Oh, my...
Well, we knew this was coming.
Sorry combo, Jedi Presence, Weapon Left, Home 1, Obi with Saber, The Signal, Luke
That's
Jedi
a
Knight,
miss on
Marco,
everything.
Corin Horn, Admiral Akbar, Gunite. Yeah,
That's a waste of
that's a
blood.
big miss. And but also he can look at like Home 1 would be scary against Zuckus, except Joe doesn't have enough to do anything with it.
Uh,
He can put down Home
yeah.
1 and battle, and then Mike draws 2 Battle Destiny and
How does he draw 2 Destiny? Or no, Mike
Force
does. Yeah,
Emperor's Power.
Yeah, Mike would draw 2 Destiny.
Yeah, Mike would draw
Uh,
2 Destiny, which would offset what he's down in power, and he probably
yeah.
wins the battle.
There goes Gunita, the Signal, and a Luke from hand. Dreams from
Yeah,
one
this
at
is
Peston. This is
Mike's going to win this game by 20. Like the one thing I will say, Pistone is 100%
he's going to win this game.
very, very knowledgeable about how to. Could be. He lost in the Wilderness early, but Mike is very good. Mike's an old school player. Mike played in tournaments for years where differential was a thing. So he's real cognizant of how to maximize differential.
Yep, there goes Colonel
So,
Kraken, Cornhorn, Jedi Presence, and Aura Marco.
yeah, Joe just dumping his hand here.
I mean, at this point, honestly, and I hate to say it, what else can he do?
Yeah, that's.
Like, I mean,
Yeah,
at
and
most, he's going to drain for 4, maybe. Like, if he
yeah,
pays
I
for
mean,
all those drains, he's going to pay. He's going to do
pay 9 to drain
5.
for 4.
Well, he can pay
4.
12. He can pay. He can pay 12.
He can't drain at the back door. That's what U3PO says.
Oh yeah, that's a U3PO there. Oh, that makes sense now. That's a good card.
I do like in chat, I don't know, if people aren't noticing it in chat, you've got Eric Hunter and Joe Olson talking about using that Monarch as a way to make sure there wasn't a Lost in the Wilderness, just that would have ruined Darth Vader's day. That's a real, real smart play, and
Yeah.
that's what separates the guys like Mike and Joe and Eric from guys like me and Dan who would have walked right into that Lost in the Wilderness.
I mean, I will say this.
Like we were lost in the wilderness.
Well, to be fair, though, we did see that Joe lost in the Wilderness earlier in the game, so you could easily have just scrolled up onto the chat there and verified it.
Yeah.
So the likelihood of him playing more than one is slim.
Probably slim, and you could, YOLO the I don't have to worry about it, but
Yeah.
and we see Mike just says, yeah, I don't like that Luke drain. Here's Erica. Now we know Joe's got the sorry combo,
Yes.
but do you want to make him prove it? Like,
Yeah, why not?
this is still an era where hitting Erica is not a gimme.
Yeah, and I believe our good friend Anthony Michael Howard says, make him prove it.
Well, we know he has it.
Yeah, I know. But
We've seen it
make
twice.
Him prove it that he has the Destiny.
Yeah, and he'd have to. The thing is, he'd have to underactivate a little bit because he'd have to leave 2, and we know that bottom card is a 5. We know it's the Bits Shuffle combo.
Yeah,
but
who
he would still activate enough to drain for the 4.
Yeah,
and hit the sorry.
Yeah.
Now, if Mike's got something that if Mike's playing like I think Ceasefire's episode 1, so probably not that. Something that cancels it, that'd just be. At that point, that'd be icing. I do see Mike. Did Mike draw a card?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike drew.
But I mean, he could easily. He has Janice out. If he has any sort of like.
Yeah, I mean, he can start
putting him back. But I mean, at this point, like, what's the difference between like 19 to 20? What's the real big difference?
Yeah, and we see Johnny Chu jumping into chat as well. This chat is full of stars saying Home One Rendley.
Like, all we need is like Haze Hunter, Justin Desai, and this like.
Yeah,
it's full.
Like, yeah, activate to okay. So he's not going to get the sorry off on Erica.
Yeah, I don't like to say one.
I don't understand the saving of 1. What are you doing with that 1 destiny? Like, you could have activated 12, dropped Home 1 to Rendley, gotten the sorry off on Erica.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you can sorry next turn, but this way, theoretically, he can battle you as well.
Yeah.
which you'd need the sorry. Like, are you going to save the sorry for that or what?
Well, that's the other thing. Like, I mean, Erica just like you were saying, like Erica could break cover, get a second Destiny, battle Luke off, make you lose 3 force.
Yeah.
Like, there's just so much.
So Ed, the thing with dropping Piet down there is suddenly you're in a real bad spot to a Obi with lightsaber Clash of Sabers. Like, I would hate to have Piet and Vader as the only 2 guys.
But you do know that Monarch just revealed his hands, and there's no Clash of the Sabers.
Yeah, but
and I think at
I
that
don't know
point,
if it's
Mike would have been wise getting either Piet or Majeric down there to, get the extra.
Well, you drop them both if you're going to drop anybody.
Yeah.
You know he can't bust your immunity in space, so you drop them both down.
Yep.
Mike's likely sitting on a command.
More than likely. I mean, he does have an 11 card hand. There's the home one going down to Bespin. Interesting.
I guess.
And Akbar. I mean, that does get around the Zuckus, but that doesn't. I mean, Emperor's Power's out there, and Mike's just putting a 6 down onto his deck. Like.
I don't.
This just screams.
I don't love that play.
And it only saves him 1 force.
Well, and so Mike just played Masterful Move as well, and now he's using Imperial Command.
Because why not?
So he's putting a 10.
Well, no, it wouldn't be a 10 because he would.
No, it'd be 4 blank 6.
Yeah.
Because he used the one. Or no, it'd be 10. Because the one you use for Master Move is on the bottom.
Yeah, you're right. So the bottom Destiny is unknown. So he would go 6 of 4, and then he would have to lose the top card. So you'd have to save 4 cards there.
Leadership isn't a card in this meta.
Yeah,
Leadership's virtual.
Thank you, Brad Iyer, for making that card.
I think he's dead either way. I just.
Yeah.
I think Joe ran into a matchup he wasn't expecting and an aggression level he wasn't necessarily expecting, and the Monarch
blew him
just
out.
Destroyed his what am I supposed to do here? And that was it.
Yeah, because I believe the
leadership's a card, but leadership I don't think leadership.
It doesn't do anything. It's not a.
It doesn't cap battle destinies.
It doesn't do either of those. It allows you to deploy the home one war room.
Yes, but Eric, this is a no V cards, no episode 1 event.
Yeah.
So,
notice there's no starting effects.
Like, go read the card, Eric. It's okay. It does cap. All right.
Maybe we need to read the card.
It's possible. I didn't think it.
I blame you, Garrett. Jared,
if it does, it does. I did not believe it. I did not believe it capped. If I'm wrong, I'll
eat your hat.
I will fully say I screwed that up. And
okay, so use interrupt destiny for each of your admirals or general is forfeit +1 for remainder of turn. Or if your admiral is in a battle at a system where general, except for Obi-Wan, is in a battle at a site, you may either add 1 destiny or prevent opponent from drawing more than 1.
Okay, so it does.
Well, I'm going to eat your hat now.
All right, fair enough. It
there's a set for stun,
which is why it was so much worse than Imperial Command.
And set for stun on Akbar, it does hit. So
I mean, Mike knew that was going to hit. That was the command he used.
Yeah.
So now he's got a 6 blank on top.
With Grand Admiral Thrawn. So he doesn't even need to add a destiny with command. Oh, wow.
Mike says I'm going to play all my cards in hand because why not?
Oh, Mike's having fun. He's just showing off.
I mean, at this point, all the cards are in his hand. He might as well play them all.
There's a lateral damage. There's first strike.
And this will end the game.
Oh, 100%.
Like, this is just a first strike.
Card.
And I don't think you even bother with Emperor's Power at this point.
No, I wouldn't.
Like, there's absolutely no reason to. As long as you draw higher than a 2, that's game either way.
Well, not even like okay, so he's got Emperor's, or you could just make the Emperor's power go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lose the Emperor's power and make sure.
And then you play the command just to be sneaky.
Yeah.
Or draws a
He
4.
didn't have a command, so
Doesn't need it. And he draws the 6.
There's the 4 and 6. That was the 10 he had stacked to get there.
17 to 0.
So Mike
0
wins by
forfeit.
21.
Draws a 5 for Destiny
0.
because of 0. And he has to stack a card.
That actually isn't terrible because for Joe's perspective, that takes one less card out of Lost, although I think I wouldn't have bothered losing home 1. I'd have just peeled.
Yeah.
As Joe loses the one card that was in his hand as well.
I would, saving that
So
one
37
card.
and 6.
Wow.
Differential's 21. Um, 21, not 22, or am I missing something? 8 plus 2 is 10, plus 11 is 21.
Yeah.
All right. So.
And
Yeah, that was
37.
Jared, I think I've decided there wasn't a third explosive charge because he had the throw me another charge in hand and could have gone and gotten that explosive charge after he lost the 2.
And it looks like, okay, so Mike asks Joe if he wants to take 5 or 10 minutes. Joe immediately, he leaves the
Joe
chat.
leaves the room.
I mean,
Joe's got the table up already.
yeah.
Joe says, nope, let's rock. So,
And look at all 3 of those OCS games. If you haven't completed your June OCS games, you got 3 games waiting for you.
So
Okay,
and
so
Mike wants to take 5, which I don't blame him for at all. Like I can understand that. So that was brutal.
That was something.
That was brutal. That was why Rebel Strike Team wasn't a great deck. Even with Boom Racing, it was kind of a little bit of a gimmick, and Mike just played masterfully. Like,
yeah,
I don't know how you beat Watch Your Step or something similar by 22 cards. That's gonna be hard.
No, I agree. You got to think Mike's going to be on Watch Your Step just because that's a deck that he knows really well. While we're at a little bit of a break, why don't we do a quick trivia question to give away some GEMP AI booster packs? First person in the chat to tell me what the decks were that we saw for the previous 3 games or previous 3 matches, all 6. Garrett, you're excluded from this.
Darn it.
Yeah. If you could tell me all 6 decks and who played them. We'll
good Lord, and who played them? I'm not sure I could even do that.
Well, they're all.
So
you know where to find them?
probably on the forums.
No,
or maybe Slack.
There's a better place.
On our YouTube channel.
Yeah, if you go visit the PC YouTube channel, you'll be able to see replays of each of the other 3 matches, see what the players played, and see who emerged victorious.
There were some awesome games. I mean, we've talked about some of the ways that these went well. If you want a masterclass in how to play Agents of the Black Sun, go watch Johnny Chu's game yesterday. Johnny was that was amazing. That was super well played. Like, there's a lot going on there. Oh, one of those OCS games disappeared. So
yeah.
Jared's just impressed.
And we'll do a second trivia question because Jared's in a good mood. Recently, there was another random game streamed. Garrett, you took the honor of this. Tell me what the game was, what decks were played, and who won. So there's 2 trivia questions. Both, one person can win both packs, or both packs can be won by 2 other people, like 2 random people.
But yeah, I mean, the YouTube our YouTube channel is a great spot to see a whole bunch of stuff going on, a bunch of good, great games and average to mediocre commentators who don't remember what Rebel Leadership non-V does.
I know, right? Like, I remember what...
That's on me.
I will say, I remember more what the original version of it did, more than the non-V period. Like, because I remember the original one allows you to pull the home one in War Room, which just
the War Rooms, bonkers. Yeah. The original version made it better than Imperial Command, and now it's just equal to Imperial Command because originally it was so much worse.
Okay, Thanos.
So, but like, there's so many spots. We talk about like YouTube.
Yeah.
The Slack is always going with people, being able to chat about what's going on. The forums still exist and definitely still a great spot to go get data and see, decks that have won things.
Speaking of the forums, today, our glorious tournament advocate, Mr. and Hall of Famer Chris Schoenthal, posted that the registration is live for the 2024 North American Continental Championship out in New Brunswick, New Jersey, August 9th and 11th. All you got to do is go visit the forums, click current and up and coming events. Once you're there, you can click on if you want to buy the weekend pass, or you can go to main event only. Chris Goglin, another Hall of Famer, will put you up onto the forums showing that you're registered, and you'll be good to go and play at Continentals. If you're going, make sure that you click and get your hotel information also on the forums, as rooms are going pretty quick.
So we do have a guess in there, but I think they have one of the decks wrong.
Let's see. Brad Kibble. Yep. Eddie, Johnny Chu, Tig, David Garcia. I don't think so. Wait, hold on.
Eddie.
I'm checking. Eddie Hunter, yeah. Well, if they did, it might be my fault.
I thought Eddie's light side was not watch your step.
Hold on.
Here, so
it's possible the title's wrong there, Eric.
No.
yeah, that
was B Kip.
I don't believe Eddie played watch your step.
Well, I'm checking it right now, sir.
And it looks like the game is
You are
up.
right.
Because Eddie's deck was really interesting, but it wasn't watch your step.
He played. Okay, I see what happened. I got Eddie and Brad mixed up. So technically, Eric is correct.
Okay, so he got the matches.
So,
he just missed the.
Yeah, I will give it to Eric because that was my mistake. But let's go back into our other one. Yeah, Eric, you get the pack. You win, Eric.
I just remembered Eddie played the Tatooine Careful Planning.
Yeah.
Obi's Hut into Tashi Station.
And
congratulations, Eric. So now we
have Watch Your Step versus How Did We Get Into This Mess? And that's a deck I used to play and love back in the day.
Watch Your Step, or this deal is getting worse all the time?
Both.
Fair enough. So this will be, and Joe starts with something special, non-V, obviously.
Yeah, that's a
for
good
the
one
expensive move away. This is going to be interesting. So I played against Joe playing a version of this during the event, and he beat my Watch Your Step very well, very soundly with a Executor with Thrawn and Guri
by 22
on board. Probably would not have been by 22 if I'd have played it out.
Okay.
I think I could have gotten him below 22. So, but it would have been close because he kind of had space all wrapped up.
And there's the
But it is something I've definitely talked with Mike a little bit about, kind of this game and this match. And Watch Your Step is a deck that can definitely take down the Executor, even with the commands because you can a few maneuvers and all wings combo and
Yeah,
do a lot of things.
that's a
Like,
lot
and
of
watch your
things.
step
Yeah.
is watch your step is good.
It's very good.
So Mike starting the same start we've seen a few times with insurrection aim high, squadron assignments, and battle plan draw their fire instead of staging areas. I know I've talked about it in other matches. I definitely would expect to see Beggar here.
I'd see Beggar and the possibility of some patrol crafts with the Palace Raiders.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see Raiders and Crafts. It's
those
the
are
Beggar,
just so much fun.
the Beggar for the chance at the beatdown is real tough to give up sometimes.
Yeah.
So,
Looks like Jared is all ready for hockey as he's talking about nets at this point.
and Joe went for a docking bay and missed.
That's
Pistone got to verify his entire deck on. Wow, when it rains, it pours. Here, people,
Yeah.
that was not good for. Well, I mean, Joe's got the start.
Yep, they must never again leave the city. But now here's the question, though: do you go down turn one? Like, okay, so he does go turn one, the Executor down.
Oh yeah, you go turn one. And especially with Thrawn. You're only concerned. Turn one, Mike having 10 force. He has to play really loose to try and take down the Executor on turn one.
Yeah, and he moves over to Tatooine. I like that.
You need a pilot ship, another pilot, and a third smuggler you can put at another location to flip you.
Yeah.
All for 10 force.
Plus the all wings combo, plus the few maneuvers.
Well, I mean, you can, but without Thrawn, if he'd have just put any other admiral there, I think you might YOLO. Especially with only 5 cards in hand, I think you YOLO the command.
I mean, not if you're Mike, just because Mike is so.
Mike's way ahead.
Yeah.
I think if the deck was flipped, I think if we're looking at Joe on Watch Your Step needing to win by 22,
yeah,
I think you might take that shot. Yeah, without Thrawn, with anyone other than Thrawn, I think you could go, and you probably could go with just Dash Outrider.
Yeah, because you subtract this,
and someone you subtract their power and
8 to 9 from power.
Yeah,
you're
take
possibly getting 2 Destiny. Why not?
Yeah, Thrawn was Joe missed the docking bay pull, but got everything else,
which is good.
And this is what he needs to win by 22.
Yes.
He needs to pour damage and start doing it quick. I would expect we'll see a Choke Lord to the Cantina as soon as he can do it.
But at the same time, again, Mike's probably going to run a lot of stuff. If he's running on the edges, they're so good in.
It's going to be real hard for Joe to win this game by 22.
Yeah, and I think if you're Mike, just take your time. You have a plan. You're up by 21.
You probably have some controls, so this is start using them right now.
Yep.
Joe's got to pay for that drain, so.
Yeah, starting the battle plan and draw their fire is pretty big. Okay.
That's fine.
That's cute.
Yeah, all right. Costume is.
Okay. Yeah.
Utterly immaterial in this deck, but doesn't really matter for Mike.
It allowed him
drew
to
up
draw.
to 12.
Yeah, I was going to say, it allowed him to draw an extra card.
It was fine. Mike needed to waste a card. He wasted a card. Everyone's happy.
Yeah.
He put a 5 back that he can draw.
Yeah, drains for 2. At Tatooine, Mike thinking about it. And this tells me he has a control in his hand. He's thinking about it.
There's the power pivot. Okay, so the power pivot.
Power pivot's fine.
Yeah, you'd rather it being lost.
Oh, yeah. The fact that there were no defensive shields to mitigate what Watch Your Step can do is just.
And sorry about the mess combo.
Nuts.
Again, another I can play this from Lost.
Yeah.
I'm okay with this. And he may be sitting on that control to plan to use control on his turn.
Yeah, because he's gonna have 16 to work
fish
with.
and flip.
Yeah.
and then go to town.
Yep, and there's the executor docking bay. Tells us that Joe activated it last turn. Simaloo going down to the executor. Okay.
I think that's just forfeit fodder.
Yeah.
He's a little scared, especially if he doesn't have a command. That's
tells me that he doesn't have the command.
Yeah, that's the if you come at the executor and you draw 13, I keep my ship and I get a chance to come back at you.
Yeah, and I think that they had to lock the decks in before the matchups were set, Eric. So they didn't know who they were playing.
Yeah, and Joe'd been playing this deal deck. He played it in the main part of it as well, or he played something obviously similar.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Mike gives up a verify as well.
I mean, but
he went for a docking bay. The only other docking bay left would have been Hoth.
Yeah,
I'm a little surprised to see the spaceport docking bay. I know I talked about this on another one. In another one, like No Escape is such a common card, and it just murders you at that docking bay.
But if he's got, I'll take the leader, plus the patrol crafts, plus the palace raiders, it's a drain 2 location with those guys there. If they draw 2 destiny, like
Sure.
it's just such a good site. And I'll take the leader.
But all your guys come down for -3.
So
that's huge.
if you have a patrol, if you have a palace raider and on a patrol craft plus another guy drawing the 2 destiny, choke Vader can't choke him.
Yeah.
Like,
all right. So Mike looks like he's asking in chat to see. Okay, there he can check another way. He's like, I need to see what was in deck again. He was apparently playing Count the Somethings. Might not be Luke's. I don't think Count the Luke is the Watch Your Step game plan as much.
No, but I do love the patrol crafts from this era. Like, that was one of my favorite little combos for Watch Your Step back in the day.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, that was the deck I wanted to start building with this, and then I realized the Mos Espa docking bay is episode 1.
Yeah.
Because I used to love, I'll run all 3 docking bays, I'll take the leader. I would sometimes not even play Kessel.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to load up Tatooine, I'm going to drain 6 at my docking bays full of patrol crafts and raiders, and
I'll have a dash.
If you come battle me anywhere, I react into 3 battle destiny, and it's just fun.
Yeah.
All right, so there's Han with gun to go get the Falcon.
I was going to say, then you've got, like, I don't know, Captain Han with the Falcon, canceling and redrawing their destiny, giving you 2 destiny.
And Han goes to Bespin, so he's not going to go after Executor right away, but he may have, on the verify, he may have seen that there was very little space.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it wouldn't necessarily shock me if most of Joe's space is just load the Executor and hold a system.
And I think that's what this TDIGWATT is. Like, the one that I used to play back in the day, though, was like with the slip sliding away plus the weather vane and all that little funkiness. That was fun. I'm a terrible person, man.
As I say, none of those sound good or fun.
I'm a terrible person. I had so much fun with that deck.
So we get another Theron net backing up.
Yep.
Han, so he's
2 destiny on the Falcon right there. Melis is pretty safe. I mean, with between Fallen Portal, barriers, all the other fun stuff that, like, you have all the tricks with Watch Your Step. Yeah, Mike's is still in a good position. And
Mike's now getting around his own battle plan while Joe has to pay.
Exactly. Yeah, Joe's going to pay the 3, and I think this is where we're going to see maybe a controlled tunnel vision. No, all wings combo and an out of commission and transmission terminated goes to the lost pile.
Those are fine. Yeah. He's totally okay. Like,
I mean, the all wings.
All wings is another. You're perfectly happy to have it in Lost right now.
Yeah, it's such a useful card. Like, you can go get a ship. You can go. So substitute.
You're not using it to go get a ship from Lost. I don't think you ever use it to go get a ship from Lost. You use it for substituting.
You need to, but yeah.
Yeah, I think you're using it to substitute. Now you know you've got it, but Joe also knows you have it, so he has to play around. It isn't like bluffing the all wings combo. Joe absolutely has to say, okay, I'm going to eat in all wings. Like a command won't necessarily keep me alive.
Yeah.
So he searched for another docking bay, gave up another verify. My guess is he only had the one in there.
Probably. I mean,
he's got the Cloud City one in hand.
There's Mara Jade, the Emperor's Hand, going down to the.
Yeah. So he was more searching for the saber.
Yep, going down to Docking Bay 94. Mara grabs her saber for 1 force. That's a card I wish we could play more of. Just like the OG Mara. Like, I know Mara Jade with lightsaber is just really good.
Yeah.
But
I mean, OG Mara's a spy. Nothing's stopping you from playing her. She was great.
I know.
It's just card economy.
Yeah.
Like,
and here
all
we
right,
go.
so what is Mike going to pay 1 to play? Oh, there's the Fallen Portal.
Oh.
And that's a big whiff.
That's a, I don't want to see a Luke there.
Yeah, that's definitely not where you want to see Luke. So now Mara's going to swing at Melas.
I mean, he's. There's a 4. I mean, he's
going to be hit.
Yeah, as long
there's
as
not
he
another. I
doesn't
can't
draw 0.
believe there's another 0 in the deck.
That's close. That was close.
It was close, but it shows another Star Destroyer though.
Yes, and the Chimera.
So,
interesting.
Chimera, which goes great with Thrawn.
It does, but it's really expensive.
Yeah, but it's got natural immunity, which is huge.
Yep. And we see 4 long.
Like you pay 1 more because you pay 9 instead of 8 for your standard Star Destroyer, but it's ability 2 and it's got immunity.
Oh.
That did not go the way Mike needed it to.
No, it did not.
So he's going to lose Melas and 5.
But I mean,
and all of a sudden, and his objective flips back.
That's the bigger issue.
And Joe is now like, all right, I've got this site. Now, I do think Joe needs to move Mara into the cantina.
Oh, 100%.
Just like you don't know if he's running Fallen Portals. You don't know if he's running the
as we see Lando, Fallen Portal,
Trollcrafts.
R2,
and there's Joe.
And
playing it smart.
Yep, he moves Mara in, and R2. I have a bad feeling about that. That's a card you don't see a lot of, if any, anymore. Again, another card that I feel like a bad person playing, but I like to play it.
Yeah, no, that's actually not that's a great card to stick up in space.
Yeah.
And you just go, all right, well, you don't get to draw Battle Destiny against me, but I get to draw it against you. And the R2 and 3PO combo is real good.
Oh, yeah.
So now, Mike, if you're Mike, I don't think you paid a drain here.
No. You got to do something.
Like, you need to make Joe lose cards, but I think you need to drop. Honestly, I think you need to drop 3 smugglers on Mara, because I think you have to at least give credence to a sniper combo.
Yeah. I mean, there are cancelers for it at this point in the game.
Yeah, but you got to have one.
Yeah.
And there's not that many.
It's a trap.
Does it? It's a trap. Cancels Dark Strike.
No, cancels sniper.
All right.
And it's immune to sense.
Okay.
As we see,
all right, and
Mike
Mike again proves
drain.
me wrong. Mike says I'm gonna pay to drain for 2.
There goes Cloud City Occupation. And they must never again leave the city off the top, so nothing too important. I mean, as long as Mike's controlling Bespin, you're not going to go there. So
yeah, and honestly, if Mike's willing to say I'll control Bespin and drain for 2, and you say I'll take over Tatooine in the Cantina, like you don't love giving up that drain of 2. Like you're going to want to go get the you're going to want to go get the Chimera to try and do something.
Oh yeah, it's the lost part where it cancels the battle that's immune to sense, but the canceling a sniper is not immune to sense.
Okay. I thought if it was immune to sense at the end, everything in front of the immune to sense was. No. All right, that's
As we see the Pulsar Skate and Mirax.
That's how it was ruled back in the day, but that could very well be it got ruled poorly.
Well, I was going to say, did that get ruled at like one of your local tournaments?
Oh, I'm sure it did. But I always remembered the immune to sense, everything in front of the immune to sense is what's immune to sense. So that's where, if it's at the end of it, I thought it was everything was immune to sense.
As we see Mirax go down to Kessel,
And
threatening
Mike
drain.
just drawing a few.
I mean, they're both threatening drains of 5 at this point, but the big difference is Joe's paying doesn't have to pay for them.
And honestly, Joe can just move the executor to Kessel.
Yeah.
Like, now you're trading off and going, I'm going to drain for 5 or 4, but you're only going to drain for 2.
Yeah.
And it's going to cost you a bunch to move the skate away.
Yeah, and this is where you need Cantina Brawl. Track around to 5, just Cantina Brawl, get rid of Mara.
Yeah, because these drains are starting to creep up on Mike. Like, Watch Your Step is a deck that needs to be able to
As we see,
stabilize.
Ralatier Freighter Captain, another card that used to be really good back in the day.
Adds 1 to maneuver. When you're using
Yeah.
all wings combo, that's a solid. And there's
Blasted
Joe
Orc
says you're not
controls.
playing barrier.
Or Blasted Orchid.
All right. So he just throws Admiral Shirnu on the executor.
Making a drain of 3 up there. Yeah, I think if you're Joe, you're fine draining for 6 a turn.
You have to win by 22.
Oh, yeah.
You can't let Mike drain.
Yeah. 22 is a big
You
number.
you can't give Mike that drain of 3.
I mean, he does have 33 cards in his life force at this point.
Doesn't matter. You're perfectly willing. You have to say, fine, I'll drain for 2 or 3, but I won't let you drain.
Well, I mean, the other point is, like, now Shirnu, if he does move over to Kessel, it's a drain of 2 instead of drain of 1.
Yeah, so you're draining for 5 or 6. If
Yeah.
nothing else changes, you're draining for 5 or 6, but you're stopping Mike's drain.
Yeah.
Which, when you need to win by a certain number, is way more important.
True. Very true.
If you don't need to win by 22 and you just say, hey, I just want to win this game, I'm perfectly okay with leaving Shirnu at Tatooine for that drain of 3 and just waiting until you can draw into the Chimera and put Thrawn on that
But at the same time,
with Sim and start going around.
Only has 18 in life force.
Yeah, but you don't. Mike's still got 11 cards in hand.
Yeah, I know.
So he's got a lot
waiting
of-
for you to.
He's got a lot he can still do, but you can't give him that drain of 3.
Yeah.
You can't let him have that drain of 3 at any point. You need. Every force matters
Okay,
way
Jared.
too much for that.
Okay, Mr. Napolitano.
Some of us are very judicious with our force and just, we don't want to give it away. And there's the move over, which makes total sense.
I'm a partial Magic player. I think life and force is a resource.
Yeah. And I agree with you. And like I said, there are spots where I would say, yeah, it's fine to trade that drain and force him to come to you and force the action.
Yep.
But this isn't one of them. All right, that's bad for Joe.
The fact that he tracked it. Like,
Or for
yeah. For Joe?
That's
yeah, it's bad for Joe.
That's bad for Joe. That's going to cost him
very bad
Thrawn.
for Joe.
If Mike
yeah, 'cause
has
you don't
another
wanna-
one, that's going to cost him Thrawn.
You don't want to lose Shirinu.
Well, so if he cracks 11, Shirnu forfeits for 5 and Sim forfeits for 6.
Yeah. But you don't want to get rid of Shirinu because he has that additional.
Well, it's more Shirnu doesn't. There's nothing Shirnu does to cover the forfeit you need to do
Yeah,
if he cracks your immunity.
that's true.
Like, if you're losing Shirnu, it's because you've lost the other 2 already.
There goes Force Lightning and I Have You Now, both from Joe's hand.
So when we see Eric in chat say there's a chance moving in front lost Joe the game, that's possible. It's also possible that if he doesn't move in front, he can't win the match.
Yeah.
So it's a move I think he might have had to make that could end badly for him. You know, if Mike drops down, here's dash on the Outrider, here's a few maneuvers on one of these, we're going to battle, draw 2, here's my 6, here's my all wings for 6.
But the thing is, like, look at his. He's got 4 saved. I mean, he would have to. Okay, so he's going to have 3 after he Miraxes here.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got 3 in reserve, but he knows where the 6 is.
Yeah, it's at the bottom.
Yeah, so he's got to get to that 6.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how he does it now.
Yeah, I mean, his best way of doing it, unfortunately, is like just shuffling up his deck with the Insurrection combo, unless he has something else in his hand.
And then just hoping to blind. I
wouldn't do that.
I don't like any of that, but
Yeah.
we'll see. Yeah, he's playing a Beats version.
Yeah.
And there's the tunnel vision. So, but like I said, I don't think Joe can win by 22 if he just leaves the drain.
Yeah.
So he didn't move in front of Han where he eats the tripler of damage. He's just on the doubler potentially. And yeah, he could lose the game here. There's no question. If Mike has the cards and Mike hits what he needs, he wins the game here.
Yeah. Like, we might
again,
legitimately see him play.
The numbers, I don't think, worked for Joe to win the match otherwise.
There's the beggar.
Yep. So here's beggar. And there's no answer to beggar in Watch Your Step. Or against Watch Your Step. You can't alter it.
No.
I don't think there's any individual cards that just straight cancel beggar. Or does main course do it? Or no, main course cancels frozen assets. So Mike's going to use all of the force here. I expect we'll see a dash on the Outrider or something. So
I mean, we're at least going to see another smuggler on the Pulsar Skate.
Yeah. Oh, he's going to use all of Joe's force to make sure Joe can't Gick out of this battle.
Gick, he can't Imperial Command. He's not going to be able to do anything.
I don't think Telvan's legal. I believe he's episode 1.
He is episode 1. Mike saying he misclicked.
No, So yeah, we're gonna see the start of battle. Here's the gun. Here's the power pivot. Draw 2 battle destinies.
Yeah.
And that's... Joe likely loses the game here because Mike had the outs, and that was fine. I do think that if Joe just tries to drain race, he loses the same way. Like, I think he loses the match. He might win the game, but he wins the game by like 10 to 15.
Yeah.
And that's not enough, because that drain at 3 was just going to get him quickly. There's the X-Wing cannon.
Haven't seen
There's
an
talent
Overload
card.
yet.
Overload would be amazing, honestly. If he's got that here,
Yeah.
that would be amazing.
Yep.
And there's the shuffle after Joe said, well, I'm not going to let you use the last force with Simulio. I'm going to use it.
Yeah.
Overload would be absolutely amazing and hilarious, but he's got to do it now.
Yes, he has to do it right now before the battle goes off.
And he's not going to get to. He's going to lose. So 12 plus 2 battle destinies against 0 plus 2 battle destinies. So he's going to lose probably 24 plus force, which is basically the ship and all the pilots.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the match.
Yeah, because
Right
then
there.
Mike can just play the control tunnel vision from his hand and block that drain of 3 at the cantina.
And he doesn't need to. Like, at that point, it's I'm draining for 5 to your 3.
Well, yeah.
And again, Joe doesn't just need to win. Joe needs to win by 22.
Yes.
Like, Joe only has 27 down right now and 9 in hand. So I don't see a line for Joe to get there.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe if Mike's power goes out right now, and
I mean, he is taking some time. Okay, there's the initiation.
So, and there's I've got a bad feeling about this to double the battle damage.
Oof.
And here comes the power pivot from Lost.
Because why not?
Because it gets rid of 18 power.
Yeah, no.
Like, it's because that's how you cause all the double battle damage. All right, moving to attack position to
Ups
add
into
2 to the power of
14.
Pulsar Skate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And makes it immune.
immunity's immaterial.
Yeah, I mean it keeps it around.
Wedge forfeits for 6, 7, 8, 9, 11 right now.
That's not enough. Power pivot.
And there's the power 0. So now
Yep.
you're losing 28 force, plus or minus where the destinies fall. That's ouch time.
Okay, Jar Jar.
Yeah, I mean,
Draws a 3 for his destiny. Now, again, one of those two other ones is a 6. And he hits the
and
6.
there it is.
Yep.
So that's a 9. So he's at 23
23.
power. So it's 46 minus 6 is
40.
40. Minus 4 is 36.
36.
So we
7,
got 12, 19, 25, 30. So he's losing the executor and everything
plus 6.
plus 5, I think. But either way,
Yeah.
that's
That's a kick. Yep.
that was all he could do.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm
like
not
I said,
saying that
there
wasn't.
was. You know, we knew what the beat was if Joe had won or had lost by less in game 1. Maybe he can try and do the, hey, I'm just going to stay away from you and I'm going to try and drain race you.
Yeah, but you really couldn't.
Yeah, there was nothing else he could have done.
There goes
With
Tarkin's.
needing to win by 22, there was nothing else he could have done.
As we see Tarkin's order, IG-88, Dr. Evans, and the Executor all go to the lost pile, and that was it.
Yeah,
So
so
just
now
like-
he's got, again, 27 down, 6 in hand. He's got to win by 22. He's now losing the drain race. And Pistone needs to do nothing right now. Pistone just needs to drain.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, darn, he lost his beggar.
yeah. Pistone, I mean, Joe needs to drain. Honestly, Joe needs to probably spread.
The problem is, though, we're going to see
Like,
the control
Joe's
come out of the
only
lost pile.
chance right now is can he cause enough damage
Yeah.
to get Mike to the point where Mike can't drain?
Yeah.
And I mean, what do you think he's going to get from Lost,
I mean,
Johnny? I don't think there's any duplicates Joe's playing.
if he hits the
guess
Thrawn, that really.
If he's, are you worried about the no escape? Like, no escape to get Executor back is cute, but what are you going to do? Yeah, it shuffles for the no escape, but like, you lost the 2 best pilots and the 2 biggest threats.
Yeah.
So, and Joe does not have the no escape as he's just drawing cards. He's got to find an answer here, and
Yeah. Now he can't even.
he can only draw 1 more card. All right, so now he's at exactly 22, which is what he needs to win by.
And he's going to be losing 5. I'm sorry, 6. No, 5.
5. Yeah,
Numbers.
which basically have to come from hand.
Yeah.
All right, so he's commanding, and he gets Ozzel, so like,
I mean, he gets a 0 out of his deck, but
well, it's more the Ozzel gives him a chance if he has the.
okay.
There's Twi'lek,
But what's the Twilight going to do here?
get him lateral damage, which is cute, but
Yeah.
not at all impactful.
And now Mike can just.
Now he draws below 22,
Yeah, he's.
so he's only got 19 cards. Like, could he? Honestly, if I'm Mike, I might play that Grimtash from Lost right now,
Yeah.
just to destroy Joe's hand.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even sure I'd play it Lost. I might just play it used and
I agree with you.
Send those cards back and then say thanks.
After you drain. Well, no, you don't want to drain.
No, do it before you drain.
So you can't lose.
Because right now, if you drain, he can lose the cards from hand and drop himself below.
I think that is what Mike is doing. He just plays it. He's targeting his objective.
Yep. Let's see if Mike. I am as smart as Mike. All right. At least in this case.
Or is Mike?
He's playing it lost. All right. So Shizor, unsalvageable, Gik, Janice, Palpatine, Vader with Saber, must never again leave the city, no escape. Ooh. Vader with Saber, Ozzel, command, lab damage. Oh, he gets through to 3 Vaders.
3 Vaders. That's kind of big. Like the
I mean, not really, because Mike's not going to ground.
Yeah, but I mean, the fact that he sees the Zuckuss and Miss Hunter at this point too.
Yeah. But where's he going to go with that Zuckuss? Like
Tatooine.
Okay. That doesn't win him the game.
Yeah, no.
Like, and that doesn't win him the match. Like, you go to Tatooine, you're saying, okay, let's turn this into a drain race, but it's a drain race that doesn't win me anything.
Yeah.
But, like,
Shizor, Zuckuss, and they must never again leave the city. All goes to the lost pile from the drain at Kessel.
Yep.
And haven't seen the drain at Bespin yet.
I don't see any reason not to. Like,
yeah. I mean,
I guess at this point, your only concern would be: do you want to put a? Technically, both sites, or both systems, you have to deal with Zuckuss.
But having Wedge with a gun there isn't.
Yeah, I mean, Wedge with a gun there, you can just say fine.
Yeah, and honestly, like I would maybe consider moving the Pulsar's Gate from Kessel to Bespin.
I don't know that's entirely necessary.
But the reason I'm saying that is like you really don't care about Zuckuss at Kessel.
Yeah, but you don't. If he drops Zuckuss on Han and Theron net, your worst case scenario if you're Mike is you lose a couple force. Like, it's not a terrible play to move the skate, but it's not.
It's a safety play.
It's a safety play, but
and
I don't
at this
think
point,
you
like,
need the safety play. It's.
I wouldn't hate it if I was Mike. Like,
yeah,
you're in the driver's seat. Joe is at 25 force. You want to protect your 2 drains.
But Joe's 25 force. He needs to figure out how to get 5 of those back in reserve deck.
That's what I'm saying. If you do 5 more damage, he's under. He's at 20. He can't win.
He can't win now.
Oh.
He's got to get 5 of those 8 cards back in his reserve deck somehow, with no retrieval. Like, he can't win now.
Yeah.
I think I understand what you're saying. I wouldn't hate the move if he makes it. It's like, okay, you're worried about Zuckuss, that's fine. But at the same time, like, your worst case scenario is, like, honestly, your worst case scenario with Zuckuss is you lose Theron net.
Theron's what, a 5?
Theron's a 5, so I guess you could lose Han.
Well, yeah, I mean, because like, he has the command. Like if he has it, he has the
he's
command.
got the command.
Yeah, that's what
Maybe
I'm saying.
He can. But you're not super concerned about this right now.
Well, okay, actually, no, you're not because,
that's fine. You still have 8 and 5 in forfeit.
So you don't want to lose your guys.
Yeah, but you're okay with it.
But I'm saying he avoids this entire situation. He locks Joe down.
Okay. Right now, Joe has exactly 22 cards. Total.
Yes.
The moment Mike drains...
So now he's at 18 in life force.
And here, Mike's playing a card from...
Yeah, he's going to play the moving to attack position.
Or is he going to play... Does he have a hyperscape? Oh, he's got the moving, so he's going to have full immunity.
Yeah, he's got full immunity.
I'm not entirely sure that's super important. Like, you're probably losing the guys to the damage.
You're losing...
So the immunity's not a big deal.
Honestly, you might just be losing Theron net and peeling.
Maybe.
Because then you can... And then if you have, like, say, Dash...
If you've got another pilot or 2...
Yeah.
And now you know where a 6 is, which is
I like that.
real bad for Joe.
Ed's saying in the chat that we're both right.
I agree. We're both right.
Yeah. Honestly, I like that just because I like being right, especially when it comes at Garrett's expense.
I think you still lose Han as well. You leave the Falcons, you've got a spot to put the guys if you need them.
But no, why? It's power 0, has no forfeit. Lateral damage is still out there.
Which is fine. If you've got the ability, okay, so no, he's peeling because he can stay.
Honestly, him peeling here is the right move.
Yeah.
Joe's at 19 with 4 in hand. That brings him to 20. So
Joe's
honestly,
at 18 with 4 in hand.
Yeah. Joe.
Yeah, Joe
can't
Joe cannot lose another card.
And he draws a card. So yeah, honestly, if you're Mike,
You drain for 3, or honestly, you can just draw up. Okay,
Yeah.
there's game.
yeah, that's good.
I mean, it was already game, but there's extra gamey.
Well, no, I'm saying this guarantees it's game because he's going to get rid of at least one card here.
Yep.
So now Mike just draws
3.
up.
Yeah. Like I said, I
Wow.
think Pistone could have drawn up no matter what because there was no way all of those are used interrupts Joe can get back.
Yeah. I mean, at best, I could see like maybe 3.
Yeah,
But
but this
Mike-
is over.
Yeah, Mike, just draw. I mean, I get you. You might want to play it out. Mike should want to show him that you can win it here, or do something. And he's not going to. He only activates 5.
So that's his 3/6 on top. So he's grabbing the dodge with Mirax. Is he going to drop Melas on the Falcon and just wipe him out of space
It's possible.
just because he can? Like he's got a 6 on top.
No.
Nope,
He draws. He drains.
I don't understand that play
Yeah.
much at all.
Yeah. I mean, there's been a lot I don't understand in these games, but there's a reason why I didn't even play a game. I just was like, here, take my money, PC.
I played games, I just didn't win.
I knew I wasn't going to win, so that's was just like, here, take my money, PC.
I played my games so I get my shinies.
I wish I should have played to get my shinies, but
But I've said before multiple times in every game, like shiny cards are why I play games.
true.
And the PC, our graphics team, the shinies we put out are so amazing that it's super worth playing games to get pretty cards.
There goes the Outrider to the drain at Bestman.
There's the drain at 3 at Tatooine.
He's
It's
gonna
going
play
to get
he's gonna play-
controlled,
yep, he's
or
gonna-
it's a hit. Yep,
He
control.
controls it. Oh, Mike. Yes, we get it, Mike. There's no escape to grab the lateral damage.
Joe says, I'm going to do this, but I'm going to do this in style.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, Mike could have drawn up, ended the game, but now Joe's like, you know what?
just drop the Chimera on it.
I would
Just because you
love
can.
to see that.
He doesn't, I mean, Mike doesn't get a Battle Destiny there. Han alone does not draw. Han with gun does not draw.
No Chimera.
All right.
But Dengar with Blaster Carbine.
Yeah, but Chimera's power is still 9. Like, it's still.
Well, I know that. No, I'm saying he doesn't have the force to do it.
Now he doesn't.
Yeah.
He did before Dengar. Now he just moves Zuckus over, and
That's boring.
Joe's still trying to win the game, and good for him. Like, I have zero problem with saying, hey,
Yeah,
I
I
want to.
have zero problem with it either. And now, okay.
I
we're
want to
just
win
gonna-
my games.
We're going to see the visored vision loop of Doom.
Yeah, that's
Not to be
Imperial Command.
not-
There's one Imperial Command, so he costs him another force.
Yep, loses Mighty Java.
And Joe picks a couple up because he says, I'm going to win this game.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care if I lose the match. I'm going to take a chance at winning the game.
Team. Okay, so it's 13-12 right now in favor of Joe, but we're about to see a drain of 3.
Yeah, but if Mike doesn't have a way to get Zuckus off table, Joe
True.
outlasts him in drains, I think.
Yeah.
Like, this is where... And Mike didn't play... well,
There goes URB.
Mike left one in reserve that he didn't need to leave,
Guri.
which definitely could be a... Here's Melas,
Yeah, I can see that.
all
there.
wings from Lost.
Guri and an Imperial Command. Yeah, kind of like Eric's play there.
Yeah, that's a... There's a lot of plays he could make. It's...
Yeah.
Depends on what those two cards in his hand are.
Now, I will say, if one of them is a Cantina Brawl, I would love to see that right now.
I don't think it is.
He saved one.
Yeah, I don't think it's a Cantina Brawl.
You're making me sad.
All right.
That makes
Now
me,
I think you definitely land Han.
yeah.
Well, yeah, you can't give up
No.
that drain. Okay. I guess I probably would have landed Han ahead of canceling the canceling the lat damage.
I mean,
Just get the extra drain in, but I don't think it really matters.
yeah.
This is Chewie's enough to probably satisfy.
Without, like, say...
Mike have another visored vision just to... that would have been amusing.
I mean, he just drew one for lateral damage, Destiny.
Oh,
But,
yeah.
I mean, the only way to really hurt Chewie here is if he had a character with a lightsaber. Unfortunately, I can't think of another character that Darkseid would have with a lightsaber.
Yeah, Darth Vader, he had 3 of them. Now he's got none.
Yeah.
And Mike loses the Hujix from hand, so that was his other card in hand. So he could have stayed in front of
Could have, but...
at Tatooine, but there's no real
Yeah.
reason to.
Yep. Visor Vision and a Don't Get Cocky. Drains for 3 at the Cantina. No, Mike is going to play another interrupt from his lost pile. He plays a
Another.
3 control tunnel visions.
And he moves Dengar over in front of Chewie, so they're both going to shoot each other. And
Chewie has higher power.
yeah, like this is...
I mean, if that was Dengar with Blaster Carbine V, he'd be good.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're going to throw a V card in, there's better ones that like
Not
a
against
one
Watch
V
Your
card
Step.
tournament. Yeah, against Watch Your Step, he's one of the
Yeah.
better options.
Yeah.
I forget what was there a Worlds where he had like you can only use 6 V cards, or was that an event I did somewhere else?
That was an event in your dreams.
Very possible. Mike going for the sorry from Lost
Because
pile.
why not? Oh, you were saying, like, okay, Joe, you might win. Joe thinking he's going to win this. Mike's like, no.
Yeah, Mike says no. I do not want that to happen. I want to just win this by winning this.
Yeah, and he actually just might because he's about to drain for 5.
Yeah, well, and he's going to move back in front of Tatooine now.
Yeah.
Like, that's where you
Yeah.
move Wedge and Han back in front of Tatooine and say, all right, battle me now.
Joe, I got to ask Mike, what did Joe do to Mike Pistone?
I don't think Joe did anything to Mike. I think Mike played a good deck.
That's not what I'm saying. Like, just
And
the
played it
sheer...
well.
like, these little
Why
bit of
isn't
less-
Mike just drawing up and saying, let's end it?
Yeah.
Because Joe's not conceding. And if Joe's not going to concede, you say, all right, then we're going to play this to the bitter end, and I'm going to play it this way.
Fine. Okay, you made a point.
All right, so he moved everybody.
I don't
that
like
I don't
that.
love.
I don't like that. I do not like. Like, at least leave somebody there.
Yeah, leave someone to get your drain of 3
Yeah.
and force Joe to move in front. I mean, you just force Joe to move to Kessel,
Because,
which doesn't really matter.
well,
If Mike drew into it, it's a
but I
hit
was gonna
just
say,
to cancel
if you
the...
leave, if you would have left Wedge there, You're not.
You don't leave Wedge. You move the gun in front of Zuckus.
Yeah.
You leave Mirax because she at least draws Destiny.
Yeah, true.
So
Does Mike have a third or a fourth control tunnel?
I was going to say it's at least a fourth. It
There goes R2.
might be a fifth at this point.
Luke with lightsaber and a Rallier Freighter Captain. I'm disappointed.
That he didn't throw the Luke with lightsaber down?
No, I'm disappointed in the fact that he was not playing patrol crafts.
That's not the way this deck wins.
It doesn't matter.
This is kind of a one-turn beat stack.
That's fine, but I'm still disappointed.
Yeah, and there Joe with the GG,
Yeah.
and I expect we'll see the concede pop up.
I mean, Joe's probably, yeah, there's the conceit.
Yeah.
So, congrats to Mike Pistone on the victory. Joe, you played a heck of a run.
Yeah. I mean, there's no shame.
No shame.
Joe has been a heck of a player
Oh,
in
yeah.
these retro events for a while, and, you know, this was a format that had never been played before.
Yeah.
Like, these guys you're still trying to learn the format. So, like, the Watch Your Step beats is good, but, like, now, if we do this format again, are people going to have answers for it? Are people going to have ways
probably.
to stop Beggar? I don't know.
Probably. I can see it.
It'll be interesting. So,
It is definitely going to be interesting. So, thank you all for tuning in tonight. It has been a pleasure to join everybody. Make sure you guys stick close to the forums, the Twitch, the Twitters, the Slacks, all the other fun stuff to make sure when we have our next 4 games, 2 matches left. It's going to be, we have Mike Pistone, Johnny Chu, Brad Kipple, and Mr. Lima.
Patrick, yep.
Patrick Lima. Thank you. I couldn't remember his first name. I knew his last name. But again, thank you all for tuning in. It has been a pleasure. Until next time, everybody, take care, enjoy yourselves, and may the force be with you. Say goodnight, Garrett.
Good night, everybody.
Okay.